Hi. Now, as I've said before in other videos, the CyberKnife in 2007, the CyberKnife saved me from a lot of extra pain and suffering. That is, it saved me from erectile dysfunction and incontinence. Because in 2007, my PSA level was found to be highly elevated as a result of my annual physical. My doctor discovered that my PSA level in my blood was very, very high, and he referred me to a specialist. And two different specialists recommended surgery for me. And the only surgery that they're going to do is remove the prostate. And after learning what the immediate effects of that surgery is, I said that I did not want to go through erectile dysfunction and or incontinence. And I searched and searched for an alternative, and I found something called the CyberKnife. And when I ran into the I continued to investigate the CyberKnife, and over several weeks I researched it. And in 2018, 11 years after I found the CyberKnife, in 2018, there were two other men that had high PSA levels, and they were confirmed to be positive for prostate cancer. And their respective doctors also recommended surgery for them, and I told them each about the CyberKnife. And one was very upset that the CyberKnife had not been mentioned to him. And another one thanked me very much for pointing him in this direction of the CyberKnife. Naturally, everybody conferred with their doctors as they talked about the CyberKnife. But anyway, I'll get on to the purpose of this particular video, and that is to find a CyberKnife location nearest you, wherever you are in the country. Now, I am currently at cyberknife.com. If you go to cyberknife.com, and click on locations on the right hand side. I will now click on locations. And there are two ways to search. First, it asks you to select a country. So I'll select the USA. And now the other option shows up. And then select a state. I'll select my state of North Carolina. There are two different ways of searching. Either search within a given state, and I will select North Carolina, or we can enter in the zip code. I'll select my state of North Carolina though for now. And now I'll click on search. And 3 or 6 results show up. It's showing 1 to 3 of 6. So only 3 at a time is showing up in the results in the first screen. Cape Fear Valley Health System, that's in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Carolinas Medical Center Northeast, that is the very center that treated me. That's in Concord, North Carolina. That's less than 20 miles away from me, by the way. And one other thing I want to point out is the phone number or the contact info for the particular CyberKnife facility in that hospital, and the website is also listed in the results. In East Carolina University CyberKnife Center, Greenville, North Carolina. And we'll click on next and see the next list. Now it's showing 4 through 6. Asheville, North Carolina, and Chapel Hill in Greenville. And I'm going to click on locations again just to clear out the searching that we did. And I will select the country. But this time I will not select the state. I will select the zip code. This is the best way to find a CyberKnife facility closest to you. I will now select the zip code. Or enter a zip code. And I'll enter in the search diameter. I'll go 200 miles. So 200 miles from 28227. Regardless of the state. I did not select the state. Now I will click on search. Now it's showing a total of 12 results. The first 3 are showing. It only shows 3 on a page at a time. The first 3 are showing. And there's Concord, North Carolina, Carolinas Medical Center Northeast. Once again, that is the very facility that treated me 11 years ago. And here's Greer, South Carolina. Now, the reason I demonstrated searching by zip code is because by default, if you select a state, then if you live near another state, then you're eliminating another good possibility. So zip code is by far the best way to find the nearest hospital that has a CyberKnife facility nearest you. And again, Fayetteville, North Carolina is there as this time. I'll click on next again. And there's more in North Carolina, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, Asheville, North Carolina. Once again, of course, they show up. In Bristol, Tennessee, this is another point. Bristol, Tennessee showed up because I did not select state. I gave it a search radius. I gave it my zip code and told it how far away to look, the maximum range. And this is by far the best way to find a hospital with a CyberKnife facility. And my only experience with the CyberKnife is as a patient. And in my review, the CyberKnife saved, in my opinion, saved my life and spared me a whole lot of pain and suffering. I was able to avoid being cut open without going through surgery. I got rid of my prostate cancer. I did not require surgery. It did not interrupt my personal life between my spouse and myself. I was able to go to work each and every day, and it maintained my quality of life. And it was unfortunate that I had prostate cancer, but it was truly a blessing to find the CyberKnife. And I think it's a shame that doctors are unaware of the CyberKnife. Like I said, in 2018, 11 years after I got treated, in 2018, in the same city, 2 men had high PSA levels, and they both tested positive for prostate cancer. And their doctors, each of their respective doctors, recommended surgery. And I was like, what? Are they keeping this a secret? The CyberKnife should not be a secret. And I'm doing the best I can to pass the information on. So, back to the search again. Okay, although I told it 200 miles is probably unrealistic. But if you have someone else that can drive you, that can drive another person when they need to, then that's fine. If you're willing to travel 200 miles, I just did that for demonstration purposes. And that's the end of this video. So that's how to find a CyberKnife facility. You can either search by state or enter in a zip code and tell it how far away from that zip code you want to look. And once again, though, I would like to recap the treatment. The treatment, although it's going to vary from person to person, my CyberKnife treatment was determined, the best route was determined to be 45 minutes per day for 5 days in a row. I would drive to the hospital, lay down, fully dressed for 45 minutes for 5 days in a row. And at the end of each session, they told me when they were finished, and I would get up and get back in my car and drive myself to work. My situation was such that I could do that. The CyberKnife team they were more than willing to accommodate for my personal schedule, and that is what worked best with me. Whatever works best with you or the other person looking for a CyberKnife facility, I'm sure the team will work in a personal and friendly manner, just as the team that worked with me did. Thank you.